got that? One scene.
Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely inconvenience. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Small Zero channel. I'm your host, Matt Wyatt. Thank you so much for joining us in this live stream. This is going to be another special episode of the Small Zero channel. We got a lot to cover from the big news of D23 with the Marvel, the X-Men casting announcements with Avengers Doomsday, the special look of the trailer, and we got the Ahsoka Season 2 teaser come out in VisonQuest, and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, this is going to be like the biggest memorial news that we've had in a while with the passing of Hayden Panettiere, which was a very unfortunate news that we have heard from last night, but we will cover it down the line. Joining me today is my co-host, a good friend of mine, Ryan Cam. How you doing, my man?
Doing good. D23 is in the books. There's always something intriguing coming out of that show. It's no different here. So looking forward to covering it tonight.
All right. Joining me to my another co-host, another good friend of mine, we got Jake from 3D Jake. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing? I'm excited to talk about Small Zero. Let's talk about D23 and the weekend box office and what's it called? We got a sad news. So, but also, and that's sad what happened. And we have lots of movie news. By the way, did you included the Nicholas Hoult story, right?
Yes.
Okay. That was a late edition. I shouldn't know if you got it. But yeah. Ryan, I'm so excited. I literally can't wait to talk to you guys about this. I had a great dinner. I had a great day. So yeah, let's go.
All right. So we're going to start.
Monday I did not hate, by the way.
Yeah. But anyway, on to the box office that I wanted to share. This is another great big news for Spider-Man Brand New Day and Odyssey. So apparently the Spider-Man Brand New Day box office has gone up to 70 million on its third weekend, and we got it at the Odyssey 23 million. The End of Oak Street had its first opening weekend box office with 21 million. So here's in the biggest news that Spider-Man Brand New Day has made it to the $2 billion club in a first time in a long time since Avatar: The Way of Water. And this is definitely outgrows Spider-Man No Way Home for sure. I mean, this is a great time to be a Spidey fan, and seeing the film exceed all the expectations, people rushing out to go see it, multiple viewings, getting other people to watch this, and I've seen it twice, and I will say that this is my favorite film of the year. I think that this movie itself is what's really going to help push the marketing for Avengers Doomsday and gets more people to look forward to the next MCU film, because we already know in the last few years or so, since post Endgame, we only had a few hits. And then we had a few misses, and some of them were terrible than others. But now that with Kevin Feige trying to course correct the issues, it seems like now we're finally getting back on track with Marvel, and Doomsday is something I'm very looking forward to, because the box office, the ticket sales have been crashing the sites for Doomsday. So that gives me a little bit of hope. And for the Odyssey, it's made 1.2 billion. So, because this is the first time in a long time that Christopher Nolan made a $1 billion club since The Dark Knight Rises. So this is a big win for Nolan himself, and it's still sitting at the number 2 spot. And with the End of Oak Street, this movie only made 47 million worldwide on its first weekend. So, I mean, we kind of were. I was kind of suspecting it was probably going to make a decent hit, but I was not expecting it to go that far low. I think opening up against Doomsday and the Odyssey, against Spider-Man Brand New Day or in the Odyssey, was really not the best time, because these two movies opened near the end of July, and now we're in the mid-August. I think that putting in front of the End of Oak Street in sometime in the mid-August was probably not the best move. And apparently no one really cared about the end of Oak Street, unfortunately, even though it's getting great reviews. And I myself have not seen the movie yet. I'm going to go see it sometime this week, and hopefully I would enjoy it. But I know that Ryan has seen the movie, and I want to hear your 2 cents into it. Ryan, I mean, you've seen the end of Oak Street. Give your short thoughts on it, and how do you feel about this box office results?
So I'm going to do a full-on review on my personal channel. That'll be up sometime this week. To make the long story short, I thought this was a lot of fun. It does not surprise me in the slightest that it is underperforming, but I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those movies where it doesn't hit now, but like when it goes to physical media and then to digital rentals and streaming and all of that, it's just going to be a runaway success. We're going to call that Masters of the Universe effect. But I think that this movie, just in general, is better than every Jurassic World movie, and it's not even close. Like, I saw a Letterboxd review that said Jurassic World franchise found dead in a ditch, and honestly, that was just hilarious to me.
Boo, you whore.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true. But I loved Ewan McGregor and I loved Anne Hathaway in the movie. I thought their relationship was honestly very realistic for a movie about a house that gets transported to Jurassic Park. But considering that context, it was that dynamic was very realistic. And I thought the dinosaurs themselves were treated just spectacularly. Like, they were treated with a lot of weight. They were made scary. Like, there's one dinosaur I got the heebie-jeebies over. And again, I'll talk more about that in the standalone review. But I think in general, this is going to be one of those movies where it does, like I said, it doesn't hit now, but give it time, it'll be like, why didn't I see this in theaters? And like, well, duh, you had your chance. So I feel like just in general with this box office, like Spider-Man and Odyssey are still going to be juggernauts, like they got legs, there's no stopping them. And kind of flashing forward to what's coming out this weekend, at least for my local Regal Theater, we got Tony, which is the Anthony Bourdain biopic, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, but it's not going to be a juggernaut. It's just not. Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, which I'm sure is going to make all of its budget back in the one weekend, and then will just not limp along, but it'll just be there. You got Insidious 4 or 4 or 5. Yeah, Insidious Out of the Further, which I expect this to do no business whatsoever. You got Spa Weekend, a movie I've legitimately not heard of until I'm looking at this like just now. And then The Magic Faraway Tree, which it has Nicholas Hoult, which we're going to talk about later, and Mutiny, the new Jason Statham movie. Oh, and we're getting a Fast and the Furious 25th anniversary screen. So none of those movies are going to have any business fighting Spider-Man or Odyssey. So they're going to be number 1, number 2, I'd say for the rest of this month, maybe going into part of September.
You know what movie I went and saw? I did go to the movies this weekend. And because I went with my father, who I love to death, went with my father and my uncle. Do you know what movie we went and saw? You guys know, but we went and saw Super Troopers 3 in a not-so-crowded theater. Got great seats. And I'm going to tell you right now, that was not a good movie at all. Like, it was not funny. I sat there in the theater going, this movie could have went straight to fucking Netflix or Hulu or, because their last movie, Quasi, went to Hulu. And they even make a joke about that, saying, oh, yeah, what do we like imagine medieval? Like, if you smoke this, you'll imagine you're in medieval times. And I'm just thinking, is that a Quasi reference? I mean, what did Super Troopers do? Like, didn't do like number 5 or 6 at the box? Isn't that number 7?
I'll show you the results on the first weekend for Super Troopers 3. This how much made on $4 freaking million on opening weekend for Super Troopers 3. And guess how much money it made? $6.9 million.
On a $20 million budget. On a $20 million
$20 million budget. And it didn't, and it flopped hard. No one gave two squirts of fucking piss.
It's not even about him being a cop in this one. It's literally about a wedding. 80% of the movie is about the Indian dude played by Jay Trancey. I think his name is Ramathorn, trying to sabotage his sister's wedding to Farva. That
because he's the director.
Of the movie.
He's the director of the movie. So the actor.
He's literally like the lead in this movie. Usually he's like the cool secondary character. The lead in the first one is the dude falling in love with Ursula. The lead in the second movie is the rookie, the rabbit. And then he's the lead in this one. And I'm just telling you right now, I'm watching this going, I don't care about the movie. I don't care. Like there is a chase scene with an electric car where an electric car basically Kit from Knight Rider. And they do a Star Wars fake out where a character gets carbonated from Star Wars. You remember in Empire Strikes Back where Harrison Ford gets carbonated?
Well, you don't have to tell us the whole movie.
I'm not telling you. I'm just saying this one scene is so stupid. They basically rip off Star Wars, and I'm like, did Disney put a note in there saying, "Hey, we'll make this if you make this Star Wars reference"? Because
it's made by Searchlight, so they're under with Disney.
Which that character, after thanking the car for saving his life, guess what he does? He marries the car and fucks it. I am not kidding. He marries his electric car, and fucks this car at the. I'm just like, in what world did I need to see?
I can safely say the director of the movie watched the movie Titane, which if you have not seen that movie, it's one of the wildest horror movies you'll see like ever. It's French.
I'm gonna have to check that out. You said Detained? Ryan.
T-N-E. I'll send you a poster to show you what it looks like. By
the way, going back to Spider-Man real quick, remember how people were saying comic book fatigue and movies? Look, this is what this is what right now the Marvel is saying to people who say are comic book fatigue.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
Yeah, because we've always been saying for a while that there's no such thing as a comic book movie fatigue.
Bad movie fatigue.
Mediocre fatigue.
But Collins, if there's comic book movie fatigue, then what's Mahler going to do? That's all of his content schedule. How's he going to make a 10-hour video essay about how no one likes superhero movies anymore if there's fatigue? Like, how is this possible, man?
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. People are like, remember when Shazam 2 came out? And Shazam 2 got terrible reviews. Okay, yeah, Scream 6 did better because Scream 6 got better reviews, okay? If a horror movie...
But you got to understand, most horror movies are on a very low budget. It's not like a $200 million movie. And also, people were giving up on the current from the latest DCEU movies. They're ready to give up on those movies.
Not to mention one very crucial thing. It was Shazam 2. What did you want?
Like literally, even like wasn't no Fast and Furious what came out in April or June. I was gonna say, but like, I don't understand. Like I said, when you have a $200 million budget, and then a movie that costs $30 million but has better reviews, guess what? The $30 million movie is gonna win because it has two things going against you. It has a cheaper budget and it has better reviews. Okay, and guess what? Reviews count as everything, and I don't understand. People
here's the thing: winning cures everything.
Yeah. And right now, look, DC, they won with Superman. They're winning right now with Lanterns. They lost with Supergirl because Supergirl also did get bad reviews. I mean, let's just face it; it got bad.
Yeah, it got mixed reception on that movie, and most people who were not looking forward to the movie, people skipped out on that movie. And I've seen a bunch of reactors who reacted to this movie that didn't go see it in theaters. They're like, oh man, this movie was not as bad as people were saying it is.
Our mutual friend on the show, Jeff Snyder, said he watched the first 10 minutes of it and tapped out and said, I just can't anymore with this movie. And so, like he said, so he only seen 10 minutes of the movie and said, I just can't. And so I get it. Like, this movie's not for everyone and, and everything. But you know what? Like Spider-Man, everybody's liking Spider-Man. Spider-Man is killing it at the box office. And look, I do think, okay, I do think that if Marvel keeps this winning streak up, then they're going to win people back over.
If they keep putting out quality, put out good marketing, let people know that what's coming and what they're presented. And also with Spider-Man, let's be honest, Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character out of all the Marvel characters in the Marvel universe. Absolutely. That's just a fact.
Yeah. I mean, because they got X-Men.
when Brand New Day was announced, I was thinking to myself, well, it's going to make a killing. But then, I did not expect $2 billion worth of a killing in 2 weekends, no less. 2 or 3.
It surpassed No Way Home 100% in the third weekend.
When I was in theater and at the line at the theater to go watch Super Troopers 3, I saw everybody in the movie was going to watch Spider-Man again. Everybody, it was like Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. And so I'm just thinking, I felt like weird because I was like, I am the odd man.
And so it was hard to get those tickets. It was hard to get those seats. Most of them kept filling up.
Yeah, because people couldn't see it on opening weekend, so they're seeing it this weekend or they're seeing it this weekend.
And also for people who have already seen it, some people are going out there for repeat viewings.
Yeah,
I've seen Brand New Day 3 times. I've
seen Brand New Day once because I'm not watching it twice in theaters. Only because I'm not against it. I'm just like, I've already seen it once. I like it. I'm not going to fight a crowd to see it again. I'm like, I saw it once. I liked it. I'll wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or 4K. And then I'll watch it.
I did. My coworker who I invited to it, he won't shut up about it.
All you have to do is smack him around a couple times, then he'll stop talking about it.
You don't know this coworker.
He might say, "Hit me again, Daddy. Hit me."
If you think that this one is now big for Brand New Day, wait till you see Doom Part 3 and the Doomsday. The Doomsday, that day is going to be very fucking crowded, and you best be sure you might as well take an Uber ride because the parking spots. Good luck finding a parking spot when you go to the theater for Doom.
Not to mention the rest of August, we're getting Dog Stars, we're getting Coyote versus Acme, and I'm very sure that these will make a good amount, but not to this level. I mean, Fall 2, we got By Any Means.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking forward to the Coyote versus Acme. I think the film is gonna be awesome and fun, but I just don't think anybody's gonna care to go see it. I think people are gonna skip this.
Context of, I don't think any of these are gonna make this amount of money like what Odyssey and Spider-Man are. I mean, who's clamoring for Practical Magic 2? Honestly, who out?
They're trying to recapture Beetlejuice, okay? That's what they're trying to do because, hey, Beetlejuice was successful at the beginning of September. This is kind of like Beetlejuice, so let's try to do this.
When most legacy sequels get revived for a movie that came out for a long time ago, they're literally continuing to keep.
But this is Practically Magic too. Who the hell? Beetlejuice is an iconic thing.
Yeah, it's iconic. Practical Magic 1, who cares about Practical Magic? I never even heard of this movie. I've never even
seen that movie, and I don't know who the hell.
I never seen the first one, so what the hell is this?
I saw a trailer. I still take the trailer.
Apparently, there's enough juice to warrant a sequel 30 years later.
I'm just saying,
literally 30 years later, because the movie came out in '96. I ought to know. I'm covering that year on my channel. But Matt, head to the next segment, will you?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, what did you guys think about the box office results? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, on to the big news that we want to cover for the D23. That's the one we got to cover the most. We're going to cover the new trailer for Avengers Doomsday that dropped at the Marvel panel for D23. And I will say, dude, this is the same trailer from Comic-Con. And I thought that this trailer was definitely more of a Doctor Doom driven trailer, which gave us a lot more of his backstory in this trailer. A lot of people on the internet who bitched and complained, saying oh, Doom's not built up. There's not my backstory. Well, yeah, watch this fucking trailer and they'll give you a little bit of the brief of who he is and where he came from. So it's clearly a confirmation that this Doom is definitely related to the Fantastic Four in that reality. When you see Sue Storm explaining about who he was, that he was the smartest man in the world, and he was a nice, kind, and caring, and everything was taken away, everything he loved was taken away from him. And as you see, I think somewhere in the shot, I got to get to the shot when he was putting his hands on the portrait of art about his kid and his wife. That's pretty much, and you see the pain in his eyes. He knows. And then Sue says, "I knew he was lost, but I never knew he was broken." And it seems to me that his purpose was to capture all the children from a powerful entity across the multiverse with the Fantastic Four, or maybe possibly the X-Men crew, the Wakandan crew, all that stuff. It feels like he's gathering all the entities and try to destroy every reality of the multiverse, causing a big of incursion and create his own reality on Battle World and have his own family. And I thought that his purpose was definitely straightforward.
Matt,
And
this was your reaction when you saw the trailer.
that was yours too, Jake. So joke's on you.
It was both of our reactions. Okay, this is what Ryan's reaction was, though.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Well, this was the shot of Doom. Put his hands on the palm on the artwork portrait. That's supposed to be his wife and his kid. And it's pretty obvious that they were murdered somehow in some way. And I thought that scene itself looked fantastic. I mean, it gives you an idea of who he is.
Eyes, that's what.
Yeah, you see the pain in his eyes. And I thought that scene itself was really good. And I love this. This is the scene right here. You see the green eyed. You see the pain and the sadness. Yeah, you already know. You already know just with no dialogue with him. And I love the scene with Reed Richards saying, "Victor, did you do this? Answer me, Victor. Did you do this?"
Grabs him, and I'm like, "Damn, Pedro Pascal, you're like,
you know that the Fantastic Four has history with Victor Von Doom, and it's pretty much that they have history. And you have Thor saying the line, "You'll beg for help long before I grunted." Oh, and then when he stops that Stormbreaker with two fingers, swept that Stormbreaker and just tossed him out like a rag doll. He's like, "Hell answers to me." And as he sums the Sentinel, it's like, "For I am Doom." Did you notice that when he's doing that gesture pose, I talked about, and you and I talked about this, Jake, that it's literally the same pose that Tony Stark made in the first Iron Man movie. So it's definitely a little bit of a parallel to Tony Stark. And like this trailer hit on every cylinders, and this increased my excitement level. And it's pretty clear that this movie Doomsday is literally a Doctor Doom driven story. It's literally revolving around him. They're following the same formula from Infinity War and Endgame, where Infinity War, it was more of a Thanos movie. The Endgame was more following the OG Avengers and a culmination as of one. But I want to pass it on to Ryan. What did you think of this special look of the Avengers Doomsday?
I want to defer my time to Collins because I know he really wants to talk about it and I kind of don't. So I want to let him have his fun before I say my piece.
Okay, fine. I will. All right. Because me and Matt are like the two. About this. Look, here's the thing. I thought this trailer was dope, especially when you see him looking. Yeah, with Matt, that scene I watched 1,000 him just looking at that picture in his eyes, like green eye. And then you see, like, if you notice when the Sentinels have green eyes because he possesses them, that is, oh my God, that right there. And then on top of that, you see Magneto and everything, and then seeing Johnny. I'm guessing that's the end of the movie where they lose to Doom, where he's holding a little Franklin.
Yeah, he's holding Franklin. And it looks like that. It looks like the planet, the universe is about to be destroyed. The incursion.
Yeah. Which that just looks amazing. And then on top of that, you have like when Pedro Pascal, because I mean, some people give him shit because like, oh, he's overexposed or he plays the same character. Like him going like, "Did you do this?" And he's like, "Did you do this?
Answer me, Victor. Did you do this?"
A guy he trusted. He was his friend. They were
they were close friends. They were
monster. It's like Lex Luthor and Clark on Smallville. It's like you seeing like Clark is looking like he is a monster, realizing his best friend is a monster. Victor is no longer Victor Von Doom. He is just Doom.
Yeah, he's just Doom. Victor Von Doom is dead.
And he's like such. And then Thor tries to kill him, and then Doom just knocks him out. And then you see like this big, and you see like him, the witches behind him. And I read the day that they call him something else. They don't call him Dr. Doom. They call him, the witches call him like a Latin name or whatever. And like the witch, and then he brings the Sentinels back to kill all the X-Men. And
because in the comic books he is a sorcerer.
Yeah. I mean, like if you play Lego Marvel superheroes, Doctor Doom shoots out green.
Yeah, because he's not only just a genius, he's also a sorcerer, and I believe that his mom was a witch.
I'm excited. This movie, I cannot get here soon enough. Like I am this close. Like I said, like this does not do justice to the trailer.
In my pants.
Just watching that trailer, okay? I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I mean, this also.
What? Oh my god!
Like
and that, my friends, that's why we're not going to get invited to the John Campea show.
It's so great, though. By the way,
I'm kidding, and also it's a joke. By the way, I'm being facetious.
Watching all the trailer reactions, that I went straight to that thinking that clip, because people were like, "What? Oh my god!"
That is true. That is true.
That was every reaction I saw. People were like, "Whoa, whoa!"
I'm telling you right now that these tickets are the day when the movie opens with Doomsday, and then you have Doom Part 3, which we know that's going to be sold out a lot when it drops online. Yeah, I said this before when we were talking about the box office, dude. Your best chance to get into the theater is taking an Uber ride, because your parking spot, it's going to be a shit show on that day. It's going to be Doomsday.
I'm gonna have a hard time finding 2 seats just to see the damn movie on opening weekend.
And I was lucky enough to even get those tickets because it was crashing.
I haven't got
the
tickets yet. I'm waiting closer till December because I'm like, I'm not gonna get tickets.
Are you really want to wait closer to December? Because by the time that happens, it will be gone before you even try to get those seats. So good luck trying to find it by that time.
As long as I can see it on a Saturday or in that weekend.
You're not gonna be able to see it on a Saturday if you wait at the last minute. It will be fucking gone before you know it. So you were lucky enough to see it at least a week.
I got to see Spider-Man opening weekend. I got my tickets on Friday night.
Yeah, on a standard screen.
Although I got wheelchair seats. I did get wheelchair seats technically with Spider-Man.
Are you sure you didn't get wheelchair seats?
Yeah, I did. Literally, it was like handicap. You know, when you walk in, they have the wheelchair spot where you put the wheelchair.
I know how it works, dude. I've been to the theater
I love that you can book your own seats now, because used to you cannot do that. You cannot get your ticket.
No, you couldn't back then.
Yeah, back then, like, no, I'm sorry, that's reserved for people in the wheelchair.
Yeah, like, you couldn't get reserved. You couldn't get pre-signed seats back then. I remember when you had to actually be there and get good seats. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Force Awakens, we had to literally. You were lucky because there's people and thousands of people in line just to line up to see Force Awakens, and you had.
That happened to me too. Like during the time when the Force Awakens was open, we literally had to get there like at least 2 hours early, and we were standing outside in the freezing fucking cold.
Yeah, I mean, so like, yeah, I think around 2017 or so is when they had assigned seating.
Yeah, or 2016 or 2017 is when they started.
Yeah.
I mean, other theater chains had started long before that, but AMC was slowly catching up.
Cinemark too. Yeah, so I was like,
yeah,
I'm so glad it was assigned seating. That's like the best thing. Used to, you had to eat. Where I remember me and my dad were like, we got to eat, and then we got to hurry to the theater, and then we, because we got to hurry up and get good seats. Because you walk in, I hate you walk in, you see it's all booked, and then like shit, now I got to sit in the graveyard.
I even remember. This is gonna be a short little story, but it's not that long. But I will say that when an Avatar opened up, the first movie, we were about to go there and get our tickets, and guess what? It was already fucking sold out in advance. I was like, oh, you fucker! I was like, God damn it, it was sold out already.
Same with Iron Man 3. The only time I've ever had that problem was Black Panther and Iron Man 3. Black Panther. We went there and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're sold out this showing." So we said, "We got there's a showing in 30 minutes." So we sat there for 30 minutes in the theater, had to wait for all the previews, all the shit, and I'm just thinking, 30 minutes you had to sit there and wait in the theater. And we're just sitting there in the theater, halfway eating all our popcorn, drinking, and we're just sitting there waiting for this damn movie to start. We're like, I'd rather just go somewhere, eat something, and then come back. Iron Man 3, that like they were sold out. We had to wait an hour later. And by the way, did you know now the Cinemark? I went to the Cinemark. The movie starts at 2. It was like 2:30. The movie started at 2:30 is when the ads started, not previews, ads. So I had like 20 minutes of ads. Then I had 20 minutes of previews, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't give a shit about ads or previews. Like, why are it's like tagging like. I hate it.
Yeah, it's one of those times that they need to get rid of ads and just trim the trailers down. Trim it, go to at least 3.
Or put a show time. Hey, this is when the movie starts. This is when the ads start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but they won't do it because they know that's when they want people to sit their ass in theaters and watch it.
Yeah, no, that's why they're a little bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, AMC does it now. Apparently, Cinemark's doing that now.
AMC is the worst. AMC is the worst when it comes to ads and trailers. They put out fucking like nearly 25 to 30 minutes of ads and trailers.
Yeah. So now I deflect my time to Ryan. Let's see what he has to bitch about.
Well, it's not a bitch. It's more like just an expression of, I thought it was just okay. The Doom parts were actually really, really good stuff. And they actually gave him some legs, which I appreciated. But the entire time I was just thinking to myself, okay, Doom is just going to run roughshod over everyone because Thor has been thoroughly emasculated ever since Thor Love and Thunder. Like, the Fantastic Four clearly don't know what to do with him. Like, Namor, what is he going to do? Like, get him wet? Okay. So, like, there's no threat. There's no threat here. There's no threat here. So I was just sitting there the whole time thinking to myself, well, you're screwed. And so, like, unlike, say, Infinity War, where, like, they may have a chance, with this one, I'm just like, guys, you might as well just give up now, because, like, you got Steve Rogers off the bench, and then your leader is Stormbreaker Thor.
Okay, the way you're saying Steve Rogers, like you're implying that that's not really him.
That's not him.
It's him. It's fucking him.
It's not him.
You want to bet on that? You really want to bet on this?
Place a bet. $5. Y'all should go like $5 a piece. Cash out $5 if he's right on the opening.
You know what? That's fine. I'll bet you $5. So that is not the real cash. I'll Venmo it to you. If I am wrong, I will happily Venmo it to you, Matt. You have my
Matt,
word.
if you're wrong, you gotta cash out him $5.
Yeah.
All right, Matt,
all right. So yeah. All right. Also, that made me laugh when Ryan said, "What's he gonna do? Get him wet?" And I'm just thought maybe that Smallville clip we were talking about them with Aquaman. He goes, "How you feeling?" He goes, "Wet and ready, bro." He says to get him wet and ready.
And I mean, like maybe Xavier or Magneto could do something, but they're like older now, and it's like you just sit there like, what are they gonna do about it? Like they barely handled Sentinels in Days of Future Past. Now there's more of them, and there's a guy like
one thing I will interject. I'm going to counter that argument. You do know that these are not the same versions of the Sentinels from the
yes, I am aware.
These are a different type of Sentinels.
But he's just saying he's saying like he said that character, not like the same character. We know these are like variants of those characters. But even that, he said Charles Xavier in X-Men, that movie, they did not handle them well because they all died at the end of X-Men Days.
Yeah, because these were the more superior advanced Sentinels that can adapt to any mutant target, can literally absorb their abilities. These Sentinels can do none of that shit. So there's nothing to compare to that.
But I will say these are Sentinels that are possessed by Dr. Doom, so that means they can do anything he wants to do.
And also, it's a comic book movie. They can always, dude, he can make things blow up. Have you forgotten what he's capable of doing? Like, what are you talking about right now?
Like, explode? You don't say.
You what?
Dude, if you watch X-Men 97, he took out a fucking Sentinel by blowing himself up with a kinetic energy. It's not just about throwing cards and make things boom. It's more to that if you knew what he was capable
I thought hard of you. Imagine he throws a card, the card just
it seems like you don't really understand Gambit as well as you think you do, what he's really capable of.
No, I plead ignorance on that. I've seen him precisely once twice. Once in the Terrible X-Men Origins and then one in Deadpool and Wolverine. So I will plead ignorance on that. But I'm just saying in this, it's just like, it's like in this scenario, it's like Dr. Doom is like Bill Goldberg and the Avengers are like Barry Horowitz. Like it's just going to be completely one-sided.
But also, this is adding the stakes. And also, it doesn't matter how old and Charles Xavier or Magneto is. It doesn't mean that they're going to nerf these characters in the movie. I don't think that that's what they're trying to do. But also, they were trying to add the stakes that he is more powerful than Thanos. And they're like, how are we going to stop him? And we'll find out how they're going to stop him. But I don't think he's just going to be completely indestructible with no weaknesses. He has a weakness, just hasn't been shown yet.
I will give this movie an F. I'm tearing it. I will give this movie an F. If at the end of the movie they survive in Battle World, and then if it's like Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, where at the end you see like a cloaked figure come out of the battle world, and he's like, "I can lead you," and it's Thanos.
No,
and then
I highly doubt that.
Movie. Like
I know that some of them are going to survive this through Secret Wars. I mean, but I don't think it's going to be Thanos popping up.
This movie at all, but even they can be so dumb to do something that boneheaded.
Say it again, Ryan.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents on.
No, say it again.
I was just saying that I don't think the MCU would do something that boneheaded.
Well, it's because Thanos. It's because Thanos. That's because Thanos literally is like, like that. It would undo. It's like Loki. Okay, I think they have it. Like, if they make a villain like an anti-hero, then I think it would be bullshit. Okay. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, but I highly doubt they're going to put Thanos in the movie. They'll probably put Thanos. Maybe that when he comes across with Dr. Doom and Dr. Doom just fucking goes Mortal Kombat on his ass, kind of like they did in the comic books. If that had actually happened,
I just keep thinking.
He ripped his skull off in the comic books. I was like, holy fuck! They went Mortal Kombat on Thanos.
By the way, did y'all see the Hugh Jackman video, Ryan? Did you see the Hugh Jackman video of him being like, "Hey, Hugh Jackman here. I want to be in Deadpool. You might want to be in Deadpool. Want to be in the movie? You should let us be in the." Ryan Reynolds in the background going. Ryan Reynolds.
He'll probably come back, but yeah, what you're saying about the whole Ryan Reynolds and Hugh
I
Jackman
laugh
video
so
at
hard.
HBO,
He's like Spider-Man. He says, "You better read the same script, or else the next one will be Deadpool and Spider-Man." Which, by the way, that is they're trolling the leakers so hard with this. They're like, "Hey, we get it. We get it. Yeah, the leakers, we get it. Yeah, we're trolling." They're trolling them so hard because they're like, "Are we in the movie? Are we not?" Like it almost be like if Toby and Andrew showed up and was like, "Hey, Toby, are we in No Way Home?" I don't know. Like it's kind of like that. It kind of reminds.
It's pretty obvious. We talked about this the other night that yeah, they're in the movie. They're going to be in Avengers Doomsday.
I would bet like I would bet anyone.
They didn't even do a good job of hiding the fact because there's no way in hell that they did it the second time to troll the people online. Literally made us like, whoa, we're not in the movie. No, they're in the movie. They're obviously going to show up.
I will bet.
Okay, easy up on the slurping, dude. It's a little loud.
Sorry, I got a fucking Slurpee, and it's like this motherfucker is like it's like dry as shit. I'm trying to slurp it down, but
it's like a chalkboard that you're just screeching in the chalkboard.
I'm like this, like, come on, damn it. Come on.
It's like you're making a jerk off hand gesture, no.
We can clip that now. It's like the Slurpee. Ah! and all of a sudden this happened.
In my pants.
Yeah, that's right. But also,
I was
also, though, I want to say one more thing. Like the complaints about, how are they going to stop Doom? Well, the whole point is that Doom is going to win. He's going to beat them, and he's going to create Battle World, and that's leading into Secret Wars. He's not going to lose in the first movie. Just like with Thanos, he won. He won in Infinity War. He won the mission. He did what he was set out to do.
I will say this though. So if you think about Doom is literally more powerful than Thanos. If Thanos, like, I was joking about if Thanos showed up at the end of like the movie, because like Pirates of the Caribbean famously did that, where like at the end Barbossa shows up and he's like, "All right, they got the bad guy from the first film to help defeat the bad guy in this film." Because they know they're not going to be able, and they probably know by the end they're not going to be able to beat them. But when Secret Wars comes up, we know there's going to be lots of variants from across the universe. Where basically you're going to seeing a lot of legacy characters in the battle world, including Spider-Man. I'm willing to bet anything. I will bet hard cash that Hugh. I would bet $1,000 that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are in the movie. Now, as for Tobey Maguire,
that was pretty obvious. I think we can now say that they can confirm that they are in the movie.
I will, if for Tobey Maguire being in the movie, I would feel like $50. I'd feel comfortable betting $50 if they're in the movie.
You would go bet for $50.
I feel confident there, yeah. But as for like I said, Hugh Jackman, Ryan, I'm 100% positive they're in the movie. So I would bet 1,000.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I guarantee that's an easy win. That's an easy.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Like they're not really
Toby,
trying to hide it anymore.
Now I will tell you right now, I would bet 1,000 if Tobey Maguire came on screen.
You
if
said
Tobey
you would
Maguire
bet 50.
came out in the next video and was like, "Hey."
Oh, in the next video. Oh, the next video. If it like New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, if Tobey Maguire comes on screen and goes, "Hey, I should be in Deadpool or Avengers Doomsday," then I'm like, okay, I would 100%.
If that were the case, then yeah, then that's a confirmation he's in it, and then that would definitely confirm.
Yeah, then I would be like, all right, yeah. Which Ryan, you there?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to ask you this before we jump to the next section. Okay. First, would you? He said, would you like? All right. Do you think Toby or not Toby, but do you think Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are in the movie?
Yes.
Like I said, you saw the video, right? Of Hugh Jackman going, "Hey, Kevin."
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've had their parts in the can for months, like months. I tell you.
I'm pretty sure that they've already filmed it and they're just toying with us.
Why would you not have the X-Men? Why would you have the X-Men and not have Wolverine? Okay, or Deadpool, especially when the last Deadpool movie made $1 billion.
I do believe that they'll probably show up in the second half of the film. My prediction is, and I could be completely wrong, this is speculating out of my ass. We know that Loki is going to be playing a bigger part of the role, and I believe that he will bring Deadpool and Wolverine from that reality, because they are the ones that actually saved the multiverse in Deadpool and Wolverine. If it weren't for them, all their universes would have got decimated. Cassandra Nova would have won, and every universe's reality would have been destroyed. Yeah. And they're the two people that saved the multiverse.
Yeah. Like I think I would bet $1,000 that anybody that Deadpool
they are called Marvel Jesus.
Marvel Jesus. But yeah, as for Tobey Maguire, I don't know. I would say that's a 50-50. So I mean, I would not bet
Secret Wars, yes. This, no.
You don't think Tobey Maguire's in the movie at all?
No.
Well, I mean, the post-credit scene did say there was another Spider-Man.
No, they did not say it was another Spider-Man. They said that no Spider-Man is going off. You misheard him. You misheard that.
Andrew Garfield confused me because he said that post-credit scene, that's not me. He said it might be Toby, but it's not me in the post-credit scene. The other Spider-Man, it's not me. I was like, I thought, I was like, maybe I misunderstood the post-credit scene. Maybe instead of him being on Earth, maybe another Spider-Man showed up at the end. And I was like, I don't know. It wasn't like they put a logo up at the end, like the logo says, "Oh, look, there's another Spider-Man with a different sigil," which I think that'd be too obvious if it did.
Yeah.
Which, but we'll move on to the next subject now.
What did you guys think about the Avengers Doomsday special look? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, up next, we're going to talk about the casting announcement for the X-Men reboot that is directed by Jack Schreier, who directed Thunderbolts. And they confirmed the casting announcement that Sadie Sink, we already know she's Jean Grey. That's spoiler. If you have not seen it, if you have not, then that's your fault. She's already been confirmed to be Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day. She was out on stage to introduce the rest of the cast members for the upcoming X-Men movie. Kit Connor, which we know that he's confirmed to be Cyclops. Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, that was already confirmed a while ago. But another additional casting is Indy Navarrete from the movie Obsession. She was also in Superman and Lois TV show. She is cast as Rogue. And Maya Boyd, she will be cast as Storm. Christopher Abbott as Professor X, the one who was in the recent Wolfman movie that came out a year ago. And Adam Driver is officially playing the main antagonist, Mr. Sinister, which a lot of people were saying that it would have been Magneto, but then he put out a video presentation at D23 saying, I'm playing Magneto. Oh, no, wait, wrong character. I'm playing Mr. Sinister. Yeah, that's his name. But anyway, so now Kevin Feige even confirmed that the casting is not done yet. There's still going to be more to come. But right now, these are the cast members that we have so far, and I will say, brilliant. I think this is a brilliant casting. I cannot wait. And here's the thing. And one thing I will say that Jake and I talked about it off stream that there was a word going around that Christopher Abbott was going to be cast as a Professor X, and he was asking how I feel about it. And at first I would say that I was a little on the fence because I was like, I don't know if I imagined him playing Professor X. I don't know. But I will say that I would have kept an open mind if he was cast because, hey, he's a very good actor. I'm pretty sure that he'll take the character and make it his own. And when I found out that this is actually now officially confirmed, you know what? I'm happy about this, even though he wasn't my first choice. I always assumed that it would be Patrick Wilson, but you know what? I'm happy that he's cast as Professor X. And obviously he's not going to try to do an impersonation of Patrick Stewart, of course, pulling out the fucking British accent.
Yeah, he's American. Patrick Stewart's not British. I mean, Patrick.
Yeah, and, even Professor X is American.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with right now, we don't have an official Magneto casting yet. That I know that there's going to be more to come. And I love Adam Driver. I honestly thought at first that I didn't think he was going to get cast in X-Men or with Disney at all. I thought he was going to be done with it after Star Wars, but apparently they worked it out and saying, you know what, this is the character I want to play. And he got the role of Mr. Sinister. And we kind of talked about this. We suspected that Mr. Sinister was going to be the main villain in X-Men Reboot. When you got the director of Thunderbolts and you watch that film in the third act, it's kind of obvious that that's kind of the direction that they want to go and put Mr. Sinister as the main antagonist.
And especially since Kevin Feige was like the producer. That was his first Marvel project, was X-Men 2000. So, of course, he's not going to like redo his, because he's like, that's part of him. That is a part of who he is. And he's like, I'm not going to just redo myself from 2000.
He made it clear that we're not going to rely on what came before. We're going more of the comic book lore of the X-Men. We're not going to try to do that version of Fox. We're doing our own thing. And that's kind of a good thing because then there will nothing be to comparing. And seeing one of the young cast members of the X-Men that most of them were in their early 20s and mid 20s, they want to go for somewhere younger that they can carry it for the next decade or so, which it makes sense. And we already know that in the comic books and even in the animated series that we know that the first students that Charles had was Storm, Cyclops, and Jean. They were the first students at his school. So this is where that they're at the early stage of being the X-Men.
I want to ask Ryan, what do you think about this?
I have no notes for this. I mean, I approve of all of these decisions. Happy to see Samara Weaving in there. I've been a fan of her since the first Ready or Not movie, and I appreciate they're giving her stuff to do there. And then Indy Neverett, loved her in Obsession. I think she's got a bright future. So, yep, absolutely great call on that. I saw somebody that was just saying like, oh, they've already got her in a superhero slop. I'm like, no, someone needs to tell this person that she was in Superman and Lois, which was a CW show. A CW show. That was originally a CBS show. So people need to crawl down out of their ass about that sort of thing.
Well, no, she was in the CW. The Superman and Lois was on the CW show.
You said CBS.
But Adam Driver, good for him. He had to go through 3 crappy Star Wars movies, so all the good things that he can get, I hope that he gets. So yeah, 10 out of 10 cast, no notes.
I will say this though. Indy Neverett, like, first off, she chased this role. Like, this was not like a role like because they offered, because she really wanted to play. She said she would love to, said before she was even cast, I would love to join the MCU. And then she said, which, here's the thing, she apparently, they offered her Heat 2 or this movie, the X-Men movie, and she chose the X-Men movie, which I think, honestly, that's smarter because guess what? I don't see a lot of people clamoring for Heat 2, okay? Like, look, I like the first Heat, but like, is there anyone that's like, oh my God, I can't wait for Heat 2. I cannot wait for Heat 2, you know?
I watched Heat for the first time earlier this year. I liked it quite a bit, but it's on the verge of overrated for me. I like it. I like it quite a bit.
It's okay.
But I'm just sitting here thinking.
I disagree completely. I don't think it was okay. I thought it was a fucking great movie.
Like, I think The Town is much better.
This is a movie that people fawn over on TikTok and Instagram. Okay.
Like, I think The Town is much better than Heat.
Well, I liked it a lot more than
Agreed.
but it's still a great heist. It was still a great bank robbery movie. It's definitely one of the most iconic bank robbery movies in history. People still talk about some of the iconic scenes with
It has
De
great
Niro and Al
shootout
Pacino.
sequences, but I'm just like, it's a
It
fine.
has great shootout sequences, and you had the best part of the movie with De Niro and fucking Al Pacino in the diner.
And neither one of them are in the movie either. Neither one of them are going to be in the movie. It's going to be like they're going to recast the roles. Like I think
well, they're not going to recast. They're just bringing in
prequel.
new characters. Well, they're not recasting. They're just getting new characters, new cast in the movie.
They're both in their 80s. Like, what do you want from them?
It says
Like,
Heat
De Niro
2. I
turns
expect to see Al
83
Pacino and
today.
De Niro.
Well, you could say that with Twisters. They didn't bring back the OG cast members from.
They're both in
first
their
film.
80s, young man. In their 80s, young man. Read
Ian
my lips.
McKellen is
In
playing
their
Xavier.
80s,
He's
young
in his
man.
80s.
Okay, Jake. Okay, Ryan. You realize that Ian McKellen is playing Gandalf again in The Hunt for Gollum,
Yes.
and he's playing Magneto again in Doomsday,
86
and he's in his
years old.
fucking
He's in his
80s.
80s too.
He's 86
What is
and he's
this
still
argument?
playing that role.
They're-
Hugh Jackman,
They're all
Harrison
in their
Ford was
80s.
80
We're in
and he's
our 80s. Okay, maybe not us, but like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, what are we doing? What is this argument?
I mean, I'm just saying people can play like roles in their 80s. Okay, I mean, look at what's his name, Harrison Ford.
Of
He just
course
played
they
Indiana
can.
Jones again.
Of course,
And he was
they
in
can.
Brave New World.
In the
Yeah.
context of Heat, you need to be like able to run and shoot and do things. Like, come on. Like, think about this three-dimensionally here.
Sylvester Stallone does action and stuff, and he's like 75.
Yeah, he's in even a show called Tulsa King. That show's still going on.
And
He's still
fights
fucking.
and kicks ass.
He's throwing
He's
punches in
75.
that show.
In their 80s.
In 10 years, he will be at 85. Okay, and then it's the air. Which I'm just saying.
Congratulations. You know how to do math. Well done.
You know what? You know what?
Boo, you whore.
Get more clips. You've done that already.
Well, I couldn't find the one that says, "Dude, does it suck being you?" That was the one I was gonna go for, but I'm like, I saw this one. It's easy. I will say this though. Heat 2, I honestly think honestly this was, some people are like, oh, this is smarter for her because this is dumber for her because DiCaprio was going to be into Heat 2, and I think this would have been this would have made her an Oscar winner one day versus a Marvel film, which is going to make her follow the same career path as Anthony Mackie, who only does successful projects when he's in a Marvel film, but not when he's outside. I'm like, that's not necessarily true. I mean, like Anthony Mackie.
It actually is true because Anthony Mackie hasn't done anything successful outside of Marvel. Name a movie. I dare you to try to name a movie that was successful.
The Hurt Locker.
Not even his own movie in Captain America: Brave New World couldn't even make enough money. That underperformed.
I mean, but like
Hurt Locker was before the end.
what about that show Twisted Metal? That was he's successful in that show.
Yeah, but not everybody's going crazy about
Isn't
that
he
show. It was
like
more of
a-
a cult following show. That was just more of a small hit. It wasn't a gigantic
The only
hit.
thing I know about that show is that Samoa Joe was in it.
But I mean, like I said, look, here's the thing. She's an in-demand actress right now. Okay, as long as she can book up 2 roles, honestly, X-Men they shoot like in January, and then she'll be done with that. Then she can do other projects. It's not like they're gonna make X-Men 2 right after. I mean, and so I think honestly, she'll do X-Men, then she'll be able to do whatever she wants if she's smart.
Yeah.
And the reason why a lot of these other Marvel actors, they just accept the first role that's given to them. They don't look for like, oh, I want to look for a prestige role. Like that's why Robert Downey Jr. when he would do Marvel films, he would do like, hey, I want to do The Judge, even though.
But I agree with you on that one because when Robert Downey Jr. was back to doing Iron Man, he was hitting on all cylinders. It brought his career back. But when he was doing outside of Marvel, most of the movies have been tanking. Other than Sherlock Holmes, movies were not doing so well. The one thing that got him lucky that it was able to be successful is when he's in a Nolan movie that won him an Oscar. Same thing with Tom Holland. Tom Holland, outside of Spider-Man, nobody saw his movies. Most of his movies were not all that good. And the thing that got him it could break that cycle is when he's in a Nolan movie, he knows it's going to be a guaranteed success. Because most people in the general audiences, you could talk to a random person that are not film fans, don't pay attention to any of this shit. You walk them up the street and say, "Hey, do you know who Tom Holland is?" Yeah, it's the guy who played Spider-Man. He played Spider-Man. You're not going to say, "Oh yeah, he's the dude from the Odyssey. He's a dude from this movie," or Cherry. No one's going to talk about that shit. They think of him as Spider-Man.
Before No Way Home, he was saying, "I don't think I'm going to be playing Spider-Man in my 40s." I guarantee you, he is definitely going to be playing Spider-Man until he's 90. Okay, because Spider-Man, that is his biggest paycheck. And like Robert Downey Jr. said, people asked him, "How come you don't do more independent movies versus doing more Marvel films?" And he goes, "Because I can do movies I can do independent movies where, like when I did The Judge, you have to pay. They want you to pay for people's catering. You literally have to rent your own trailer. You have to literally, you don't have any hotel accommodations. You're basically on this little tiny set, renting your own stuff out. No catering, no craft service. You're basically paying. They come up to you and say, "Hey, would you pay for this?" And you're just having a miserable experience just to be a movie that like 5 or 10 people will go see in theaters. And then it'll get a prestigious award, but like nobody will go see it. Nobody will talk about it after a week. Or you can do a movie like Avengers where you get paid millions of dollars. You get a giant, huge trailer. You'll get spending money. You'll get a giant catering station and your own personal chef and everything else. He said, "Why would I choose that over choosing this?" I mean, that's what he said. Why? Like he said, he basically can make bank on Avengers versus on this. And he knows it. I mean, and I think that's smart, right? I mean, like Hugh Jackman, which I guarantee he probably made more money. Hugh Jackman probably made more money playing Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine than he did in playing any of the Fox movies.
Yeah, even Ryan Reynolds. I mean, his big success was in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
Free Guy was the one that really was successful outside of the Marvel. But most people are going to think of him now as Deadpool. It's like, yeah, they'll go see him as Deadpool. Fair,
a lot of movies, I mean, after I would say post Deadpool, his movies were getting successful, but pre Deadpool,
was it though?
Hitman's Bodyguard was successful.
Yeah, it was slightly successful, but then the second one flopped. The second one tanked.
Well, that's because it came out in 2021. Every movie flopped in 2021.
Not true. Okay. Way Water came out, and even No Way Home came out.
I'm saying four movies, 5 movies.
No, I stand corrected. No, The Way of Water was in 2022.
Yeah,
No Way Home was in 2021, so I stand corrected.
Yeah, I think I can name it.
Let's move on to the next segment, huh? I don't want to get bogged down in this.
All right, hold on. Give me a minute. Anyway, what did you guys think of the casting of the X-Men? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. All right, on to the next topic. I want to talk about what else? I got to try to find what else I'm trying to say. Talk about the Ahsoka season 2 teaser trailer. Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
You're there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next up would be Ahsoka season 2 teaser trailer. I honestly say, look, when I saw season 1 of Ahsoka, I only liked the first 4 episodes. I thought they were very good. Then the last 2 or 3, if I remember correctly, was really a massive disappointment. And I didn't really care what they were going to do for the upcoming season 2 of Ahsoka, and in which it took a long time for them to do another one, especially when they were supposed to plan on doing the whole Mandoverse movie, which that was a setup from season 1 that they were setting that up. But then the whole plan went down the rails, and now the season 2 is going to be basically like the Mandoverse, except that it's just going to be in season 2 of Ahsoka. And I will say, watching this teaser, I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I really liked it. I mean, I'm not saying it blew my socks off, but I will say that it.
What?
I think.
Oh my god!
Hang on a second. I'm getting another call.
Hi, you're a loser. Please hold.
Now let me finish my sentence here before jackass Jake had it interrupted. But yeah, but I will say that the effects looked incredible. It definitely looked like a movie quality. My biggest critique of this teaser trailer, as much as I really liked it and I'm hoping for the best for season 2, I just think that it just felt like that we're following the same formula from season 1, where we're still constantly going back to doing the whole memorabilia of fan service, like bringing back the Anakin Skywalker character, her going through the trials again, on repeat, having her making a choice whether she's a Jedi or not. I feel like we've already done this in season 1, and I feel like we're repeating the same formula again. And look, I love Hayden Christensen. I'm glad he's coming back as Anakin and that he's going to be a little bit more present in season 2. But that being said, it feels like we're watching two different shows in a single season, because now we're focusing on Ezra Bridger and the Rebels crew fighting against Thrawn, against a new war that he's in another side of the galaxy, while we're seeing Ahsoka and Sabine trying to stop Balin to try to go into that world between worlds and try to end all wars. It feels like we're having two different shows rolled into one season, and that's my biggest complaint. But hopefully when we watch the show, I hope that it will be a little bit cohesive and very consistent, and hopefully it will be better than season 1. I'm fingers crossed. I hope for the best. I love seeing some of the flashes of Ahsoka, the young Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker finding this, whoever that was in that flashback, and showing that the new double-edged lightsaber, which that looks pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. That was something we have never seen before. But that's my 2 cents on my thoughts on the teaser for season 2.
Yeah, who Jake, they were fighting in the flashback?
I don't remember. I think that was that supposed to be in the events of the Clone Wars?
They were fighting Spock.
They were not fighting Spock. Now you're just being a douche, being an asshole right now. Now you're just trolling.
You're like, fuck you. Like, it's the Star Wars, Star Trek, not the same thing. Isn't this the episode where Kirk shows up? No, but I will say I am not. Look, here's the thing. I was not an Ahsoka fan until the final season of the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars made me an Ahsoka fan, and Ahsoka season 1 made me hate Ahsoka. Because I thought that first season was terrible. Like, I was like, it was so like, and I was so hyped for this show because I was like, I'm sure that's an Inquisitor. That has to be an Inquisitor.
Yeah, but the Inquisitor has a red lightsaber. That's not an Inquisitor. Because you got to remember, the Inquisitors was not a thing. This is a flashback of the Clone Wars era.
Maybe it's like something where all of their demons come.
Inquisitors didn't even happen until post Order 66 in episode 3. That didn't happen.
Maybe it's
until
like
after.
a rogue Jedi. I don't know.
It might be a rogue Jedi. I mean, it's happened before.
It could be like, it's like it's Ahsoka's trial. So basically, it's in her head, where like they show Inquisitor, and then like Anthony and Anakin's like her Force Ghost helping her fight this Inquisitor in her head. I don't know.
Well, no, but this is not a Force Ghost Anakin. This is definitely in the era of the Clone Wars. This is the younger Ahsoka, different actress. Angela, I think what's her name? Fuck, Ariana, that's playing the young Ahsoka.
Ariana Greenblatt, yeah.
Yeah, Ariana Greenblatt. Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah. If it'd be funny if the Rosario ever decides, like, if Rosario ever can't do the show, then they can just make it like an excuse where Ariana Greenblatt's Ahsoka in the show, and that way she becomes Ahsoka. Honestly, I do not like the first season. The only thing I liked was the Anakin Skywalker episode, like when Anakin showed up. That was the only thing I liked in the show. And other than that, I didn't care for the show. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fan service, I wouldn't even watch this show. Like, I mean, I will only be watching for like the Anakin Skywalker stuff. I will not be watching for Ahsoka because I did not like the first season. The first season kind of made me. I remember sitting there with my Ahsoka mug, my Ahsoka shirt, my Ahsoka hat, ready to watch Ahsoka. And then I'm like, this is so fucking boring. Like, when is it going to get to good stuff? And then it's like, nope. And then until like, and Anakin shows up in one episode or 2 episodes probably. And then I'm like watching going, this is all right, we're back. And then it goes to like the same bullshit where she's like, I'm exploring who I am underneath. Whoa. And everything. And I'm like, I'm in World Between Worlds. And I'm like, I don't care. I get it. If you we get it, Dave Filoni. You love Star Wars Rebels. You love it. I know that's your favorite thing in the world. Ahsoka's your favorite character. I don't give a shit, okay? Look, the final season of the Clone Wars was great because you're seeing her through Order 66 and everything, and her actually becoming an adult through this ordeal, her becoming a badass. Even in the, what's it called, Tales from the Jedi, there's a whole episode where Padme's funeral, and then you have to see Ahsoka kill an Inquisitor. That is a badass Ahsoka moment. This is something I don't care about. Like, the Ahsoka show is basically Rebels season 3 or season 5, whatever the hell. Yeah, I don't care about that. I just don't care. I'm like, honestly, make that animated. Okay, if you really have that idea, guess what? It save you some money by saying, guess what? Ahsoka season 1 will be animated. That way 5 people can watch it and enjoy it.
And you can tell Collins doesn't care about something so much because he said he wants it to be animated, and he does not like animated stuff at all.
Yeah, coming from a guy who hates anime. You hate anime. I seem to remember that, you being there.
I hate anime, not animation. But I'm
Fair
just
enough.
saying. But I'm just saying. I said, if you really have that, if Dave Filoni really wants to pitch that shit, like the Mole show, I would rather watch Mole be a live action show. That's a cool idea. Making like a freaking Mole animated, I thought that was a stupid idea, but I understand.
Yeah, but if you do the Mole live action, then Ray Park would have to like mouth the words of every dialogue because every time he speaks. Then you had Sam Witwer doing the dubbed over, and it would look weird. It was only good enough when you do it for a brief cameo, but throughout the whole show, it would not have worked in live action. It would have been cool to see it like.
Then you have to worry about Ray Park getting drunk and being like, "You fucking cunt, you fucking on Darth Maul, you fucking." He's like, they do a whole episode.
But I will say that my favorite episode of Ahsoka season 1 was with Baylan and Ahsoka duking it out. That was my favorite episode. I like that episode.
End of an episode. That's not the whole episode. That's the end of an episode.
I know it's at the end of the episode. I'm saying that was a better episode, is what I'm saying. The other episode was literally a fan service and memorberries of episode with Anakin.
Honestly, I wanted to love Ahsoka because I loved her, I loved her cameo and Book of Boba Fett's terrible, but I liked her cameo. And I liked her in what was it, The Mandalorian season 2. I still think that's a great episode. And I was hyped for this show. I was hyped for her to return, and I was so excited. But then I watched the show, and I'm like, why does this feel like Star Wars Rebels, but not in a good way?
It just wasn't well done. It wasn't as well done when it was supposed to, even though it's supposed to be taking place.
You know what it feels like? It feels like it was an animated show that they made live action, expanded. They had to expand the writing.
And also the Sabine storyline of her becoming a Jedi felt very forced. And I was not a fan of the casting anyway.
She gets stabbed in the chest. She gets stabbed in the chest and lives. She gets stabbed in the chest and lives.
No, I got that part, but I thought the actress was miscast. I just think she didn't really add any like gravitas to her performance. Like, I'm not buying her as Sabine. And the chemistry felt very dull and dry when you watch them exchange dialogue together. Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka does a cross arm every 5 seconds in the fucking scene. Does this?
Like, you might as well let her go.
Might as well create a drinking game and you'll be on the floor. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get you cross the arms, but don't do it so much. Like, damn, we trying to act like, oh, I'm wise right now.
I mean, but Ryan, what do you want to say about this?
So I was going to say I do not care about this whatsoever, but clearly Collins definitely took everything that I was going to say. I low-key forgot this Ahsoka show was even a thing, if I'm being perfectly honest. Much of Star Wars is just a whole bunch of much ado about nothing to me nowadays. And this is certainly one of them. And I love Ahsoka Tano. I think she's a great character. Like Star Wars Clone Wars, like stuff like that. Like there's a standalone book written by E.K. Johnston that I loved. But this show does nothing for me. And I like Rosario Dawson. And I'm not going to lie. I'm glad Hayden Christensen is getting a paycheck because Lord knows he deserves it. But I don't know about this. It feels like I just don't know about this. Nothing about this stood out to me.
Hopefully it's the final season.
You could definitely tell, like it's like they're trying to make a return on their Star Wars investment. It's like Star Wars slop. I hate using the word slop because everyone uses it and no one knows how to use it, but this is thoroughly Star Wars slop, and make no mistake.
I would say it is like when you what's that term when you go to a casino and you spend all your money, but now you're using is it a line of credit? This is basically their line of credit on Star Wars because they used all their stories, their main story. And they're using all these, and basically these shows are basically like a line of credit of Star Wars, and it's like we don't want this. Instead of just trying to do something new or do something like, for instance, Starfighter. I'm excited for because it's new. It's not and it's also not based off of a television show that's animated. That's really here's the thing, Mandalorian. I love season 1 and 2, but season 3 was terrible, and the movie was just okay at best. And so I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, we need Star Wars to be a cinematic. Okay, I want a cinematic Star Wars. This is not cinematic. This is a television show that should be animated. This is like.
Well, I will say that it's. And I will say that I'm not going to lie. I thought when I said this before that Ahsoka season 2 teaser it felt way more higher budget than season 1 did, and it felt like a lot more cinematic, especially the space battles. That felt very more movie budget. It didn't feel like it was just cheap knockoff TV budget that we're looking at. And I do agree with you that Star Wars needs to be back in the cinema where it belongs. And I don't think that Mandalorian Grogu did anything different because it's literally of an extension of a television show. I've been saying that for a long time, even long before that came out.
Of Grogu taking care of Mando. That feels like that should be a whole freaking episode. That doesn't even feel like it should be.
Yeah, it felt like they chopped into like 4 episodes and meshed into one.
The whole
You remember the joke? You remember the joke where Grogu was trying to use the Force to put Mando in the hut, and the hut was too small, and it goes. Like.
And one thing I want to add to it, because when Ahsoka says, I walked away from the Jedi a long time ago, how many times does she keeps bringing that up, and we already know this whole fucking situation? Are we literally retelling the same fucking plot of her arc? Didn't she already resolve her whole thing in season 1? I don't why are we going back to that again?
Yes, Ahsoka, we get it. Talk about something else now. Like, surely you have to have more defining traits than just the Jedi Order turned your back on you. Like, what's your favorite food? Do you have a book that you've been enjoying lately? Like just something else. Anything.
It just seems to me that Dave Filoni doesn't know where to take Ahsoka at this point in this franchise. It feels like they're stretching it too much.
Make her a psycho. Make her like Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi. Make her like lost her way. I think
they already did that in season 1. She lost her way. She walked away from the Jedi. They've already done that in season 1. I think that's already
not really. She's just like, I'm Ahsoka. Like, she's like, I'm not really like she
was just doing her own thing, but she stopped being the Jedi.
Look, everybody hates deconstructed character, which I do too. But at the same time, it's like we have not seen it with. So I think the best thing was if they would have made her like start how she was in the Mandalorian season 2, where she's just killing people left and right. I'm all for that. I want that Ahsoka where she's just like, I'm no longer. She's trying to find her humanity to be what it means to be a Jedi again, because she's on the balance of becoming a Sith. Because she's like, I literally have killed more people in my entire life. I've killed more people in the last 3 days than I have in my entire life. I want that Ahsoka where she's like, I have killed, and I can't even look at myself in the mirror. I'm not the same little girl I was, in the Clone Wars. I want that Ahsoka. I don't want the Ahsoka that's like she's in Full House or something, where she's trying to do like the opening credits of Full House, like everywhere you look, star. Like when she does.
I really don't. I would rather not have her go dark. I feel like that would be totally out of character for Ahsoka. I want her the Ahsoka where they give her the closure in her arc, give her the heroic sacrifice or something. That way we can move on from the character.
It's got to be anything else than what we.
Because they already resolved her darker self in season 1. They have already resolved that shit a long time ago. So I don't think they're going to go in that direction anytime soon. I just hope that they just end her arc in season 2, because I feel like there's nowhere else to go for her character whatsoever. Yeah. And I've said this and I've already said this before, but watching this teaser, it felt like we're watching 2 different storylines that are meshed into one show. You're focusing on, here's what's going on with Ahsoka and Sabine, trying to stop Balin to go to that world between worlds to end all wars. And then you got another side of the story with the Rebels crew, with Ezra and Hera and Zeb fighting off Thrawn and starting their own world on the other side of the galaxy. I feel like,
you got the storyline.
Yeah. It's literally heir to the Empire. It's literally what the storyline that they were trying to set up for the Mandoverse, but then that plan didn't go through until they had to add the shoehorn into season 2.
You got heir to the Empire on one side, then you got this on the other side. And it's like, people don't care about that. That's the thing. But are we doing Starfighter next, or do you have that?
Well, we don't really need to do. Well, not right now. We don't need to do Starfighter right now because there's really not much to show for Starfighter, other than what they've shown in it.
But I didn't see the trailer.
Well, they showed you a teaser. They basically just showed you a teaser that was leaked online, showing the little kid that the little kid was who was one of the main characters of the movie. It showed the scene where the little kid was looking at the new Starfighter thing that Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling. What the fuck? So many Ryans in this fuck. And Ryan Gosling is building a new starfighter that's the fastest starfighter in the galaxy, and that's pretty much. And they showed you a water scene of flying, like hovering through the speeder through the water, and showing you the landscape and all that stuff. And that's pretty much all they showed. There really was not much to show in the teaser. It's basically felt more of a teaser announcement.
We probably won't get till December trailer.
Yeah, they're probably definitely going to play it in front of Doomsday, which it makes perfect sense. If that's their way to get the hype going.
Everybody's saying that movie's going to be big when it comes out. They say it's a fantastic movie.
No, I have no doubt the movie's going to be awesome. But the one thing that they need to do is market it very well, get people excited, and why they should go back and watch the new Star Wars movie. Because I feel like that the Mandalorian Grogu really hurt the excitement even more. That would feel like the damage is already done. And I hope that this one can come back to the fold. Because right now, who is talking about Starfighter? Who's excited for that? I don't hear a lot of people talking about Starfighter. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it. I'm going to go see it. I'm hyped for that. But I don't hear anybody else give a shit about Starfighter. Unless they put out that teaser trailer that really makes a great impression and that will get the excitement going. That's the key thing. If you don't make a great impression, nobody's going to go see this movie.
Yeah.
No matter how good it may be.
All right. We doing so what's the next story?
All right, the next story, we're going to cover the VisonQuest trailer that dropped at D23, and it dropped online. And I will say that I did like it. I mean, personally, I didn't really care for the VisonQuest. I feel like I totally forgot that the show was even coming out because it's been a long time.
Remember, Rob told us he watched every episode, and he said it was fantastic.
Did he say he watched it, or did he read the script and what?
No, he said he watched every episode, and he said they're fantastic.
Oh, well, no, I hope he's right, because this is supposed to be a conclusion of the WandaVision trilogy, the same writers that did WandaVision and Agatha all along. And basically, judging from this trailer, it looks like that the Vision is shut down, but he's in his own little pocket reality of his own from his own memories. And it feels like he's going through the memories of his past and trying to uncover it or trying to forget all about it. And I don't know if that for a fact, but it seems like that Ultron is now one of the main characters of the show. And James Spader has reprised his role as Ultron, but shown in a human form. It feels to me, from judging from this, that's part of Vision's consciousness of the memories he had in his past. And those are just like basically an illusion, if that makes any sense. And apparently he has a son in this. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I will say that I'm intrigued with where this is going to go. And I love Paul Bettany. I think him as Vision was incredible. I feel like they need to do more with him in the future. And I've seen they showed the new look of Vision in the costume, and it looks really dope. So it seems to me that they might have plans for them in the future afterwards, or maybe that this is a swan song for Vision. And seeing Ultron coming back was pretty dope. I mean, I don't even think that that's the Ultron, the real one. I think that's just part of his memories and his consciousness, basically playing that whole Inception style, if that makes any sense. But I want to pass it on to Jake. What did you think about this trailer of VisonQuest? Did this increase your excitement level?
Well, first off, I just want to say I thought that I'm a big fan of Age of Ultron. That is my favorite Avengers movie.
Your favorite?
So really? I love Ultron. Okay? Yeah, it's my favorite. Yeah. I love Age of Ultron.
You love this more out of all the Avengers movies, not even, like more than Infinity War and Endgame? Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. It's your favorite.
Because I like the movie. First off, I think it has a great pace, and then on top of that, I love the villain Ultron. I love because I thought he's a complex villain. I'm like, this is how Brainiac should be in the DCU. That when James Gunn's Superman comes out, I'm hoping he's like Ultron, because I feel like this is the Brainiac. This is Brainiac before Brainiac, essentially Ultron, and I like that Joss Whedon made him philosophical and everything else, and I love that idea. I'm like, and I've always wanted Ultron again. I know he was in What If as an animated form, but he was voiced by.
I thought that Ultron was way better from the What If. I thought that was a better Ultron than the one that we got.
I didn't like that.
That Ultron was more of a generic bad guy that just want to blow up the world. That's all his purpose is blow up the world. That's it. There's no other reason.
Ultron.
He has a great personality, but he was boring.
Ultron?
Yeah, he was
Spader's
such a
Ultron.
boring villain. He's a generic bad guy.
He was literally
No,
he
no,
basically
he was-
wanted to save the world. He said because Tony Stark when he built him.
No, I
his
got that,
idea
but
was
his goal is to
armor.
cleanse the whole world. He wants
And
to
his thing
cleanse
is to
the whole
build
world.
a beautiful paradise with a peace in our time. You have to destroy the old one. And he said, and who was to destroy the Avengers. And then he said, destroy humanity and rebuild it. And he's like Noah's Ark. God flooded the world to make a beautiful new paradise. That's essentially what he's saying. He said basically.
No, I understand what he's saying. I just didn't like the direction they went. I get that. I just thought it was very poorly executed.
Although seeing Ultron in the new show, I'm excited because I like James Spader a lot. I loved him in The Office. And by the way, there's a Red Letter Media did a funny edit of Ultron. They took all of the Robert California lines from The Office, and they replaced for his scenes in Avengers: Age of Ultron. They put his voice from Robert. If you've ever Ryan, you watched The Office, right?
Watch what?
You watched The Office, right? The Office.
Yes, of course.
So you remember how James Spader played Robert California? Well, Red Letter Media took his lines from The Office and put it inside of Ultron, and so basically made Ultron California. And basically, he's like, they never really and so he's sitting there monologuing when he first shows up. Where he's talking about the strings. They say they never really changed they never really changed the Oreo, have they? He goes, let me tell you. He said, the last movies I watched in here was Eyes Wide Shut, and then he says a dirty line, and he goes, he says, you could be anything in this world, a doctor, a lawyer, a penis, a vagina, but then at the end of the day, you're just hunger, aching for the attention span. And then all of a sudden the robots show up, and he's like, he says, why'd they add coconut? I miss original. Just saying stuff from The Office. It was so funny. I have to send you guys the video. It's really funny. I'll send Matt the clip, so if he wants to add the clip in here, so that way they can put the clips what I'm talking about. But honestly, James Spader, to see him back as Ultron, I understand some people are like, why does he just look like an old white guy? But I'm like, that's James Spader in real life. I mean, James Spader, they want Ultron to look like he does in real life, and so they're like, and so I'm like, hey, look, guess what? They did actually ask those, and by the way, that is the same Jarvis. People don't realize that's Jarvis from the Agent Carter show and from Endgame.
He cameoed in Endgame. Yeah, that Jarvis.
That's human Jarvis. And then, of course, you have Friday is played by a different actress. But what it is because the actress that voiced Friday was doing F1.
Yeah.
So she couldn't do the VisonQuest, so she chose F1 over VisonQuest, Carrie Carrington. So instead they just replaced her for this. But I still think it's really cool that we have James Spader back as Ultron. I hope he's not just like the annoying devil on the shoulder. I hope he's actually a clever, the villain of the show.
Kind of seems to me that that's kind of the direction they're going. I don't even think that's supposed to be the real Ultron. That this is all part of this, and that's probably all in his mind because because that's part of his memories of his past, and was uncovering his past.
I saw someone on Twitter say that Ultron's final form is him turning into Rick Rubin, and I laughed way too hard at that.
I'm hoping the show's good. I mean, it looks kind of like what's that one show? It's the one that just jumps into different people's bodies. There's a movie or something like that. It kind of reminds me.
I have no idea.
It kind of reminds me of this show I've been watching, the Big Bang Theory show. Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. It kind of reminds me of that.
Stuart Fails to Save the.
It kind of reminds me of this. This is what it kind of reminds me of. I guarantee you, I would not be shocked if Elizabeth Olsen had cameos at the end of this show. That's Wanda.
Yeah, she probably might.
Because I was expecting Ultron to appear in WandaVision because I'm like, but you never know. But yeah, I'm glad that he didn't know. But so yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with the show. I'm hoping it's good. Rob has been hyping the show up, saying it's really good. So let's see.
All right. What did you guys think about the VisonQuest trailer? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.
Hey, wait. Ryan, did you give your thoughts on it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I forgot.
Okay, what else? I'm trying to.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Nicholas Holt's casting in the upcoming season 2 of Harry Potter. So, yeah, it's confirmed that Nicholas Hoult is going to be playing Gilderoy Lockhart in the season 2 of the show Harry Potter and the HBO series, and because this was previously played by Kenneth Branagh in the original movie, and now it's officially confirmed that Nicholas Hoult is going to be taking on that role in season 2, and it's supposed to be start shooting sometime this fall for season 2, if I'm not mistaken.
It's already started shooting. I was thinking the thing. It said they start day 1. Like they had a picture. It said day 1. They started shooting Chamber of Secrets yesterday.
So they already are shooting the season 2. Yeah. So yeah, now it's shooting season 2, and you know what? I'm excited for even more for the show. I mean, the casting Nicholas Hoult, you can do no wrong. He's a great actor. I think he will do a great job. He's probably going to be in there for. We already know he's only going to be in there for 1 season. So, like, we already know that they're already shooting Man of Tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't know if it's obviously that he's going to be wearing a wig because he's already bald because he's playing Lex Luthor in Man of Tomorrow. So we'll be seeing him wearing that wig and how he's going to look. We'll see what happens. But I think that the casting is great. I think he's an incredible actor, and I think he'll do a great job playing this role. And I do remember one time in the book that he does show up at least once in the book. I think it was the fifth or fourth one. I don't remember. But most likely his big role is going to be in season 2 of the Chamber of Secrets. But I got nothing else to say. I think Nicholas Hoult is an incredible actor, and I think he'll do a phenomenal job. At first, when they said he was going to be in the show, and I didn't know who he was playing at first, I thought he might be playing Voldemort, but nope, he's playing Gilderoy Lockhart. But Jake, what did you think of this casting?
Well, first off, anybody was wondering if he could pull off the comedy chops. Watch him in The Great with Elle Fanning. Like he literally it's that role. It's just imagine because he plays like this goofy husband of hers that's like a lord. Imagine that role just like just in this movie, like this show, where he'll be playing like like oh pesky pixie muscamone, and then he's like I trust you can tidy up, and then just runs away. Like I could see him Lockhart playing Gilderoy Lockhart. I thought Kenneth Branagh did a fantastic job in Chamber of Secrets. I can't wait to see what Nicholas Hoult does. I do hope that like I want to see like because there's a lot of stuff that they could cut out of Chamber of Secrets, like for the runtime. So I can't wait to see. I hope they cover everything and everything. I've always had my issue with the Gilderoy Lockharts is how he because at the end, remember in the book, it's in the book too, but like I hated how he falls down. It's like, oh no, when he sees the basilisk, and all of a sudden he grabs the wands and he's like, obliviate! Like, he's gonna try to hurt the kid, like wipe their memories because he's like, I'm not gonna go down there and face a giant snake. And then of course he gets the thing, wand hits him, and then he's like, who are you? Do you live here? And he's like, Ron Weasley, no, I don't live here. He says, and who am I? He goes, Lockhart he said memories wiped. And he goes, huh, interesting. And he goes, and all of a sudden Ron takes a rock and hits him upside the head. I can't wait to see that moment in there. I always did not like though, because it's like, why he's like an idiot that loves that's nice to them, and now all of a sudden, but at the end of the day, he's a douchebag. Like he is just a douche that takes credit for other whiskers. But then you find out later on, like, oh my god, he wiped people's memories that way they couldn't squill on them, and I'm like, that's crazy. But yeah. But I'm excited to see. Hopefully we get a backstory. Maybe we'll see scenes of him wiping out these memories, Wizard's memories, and maybe instead of him just being a goofball, because that was a children's movie, so they probably him wiping out their Wizard's memory. That's too dark. Maybe they'll show it since it's hey, it's more of a mature show. So, but yeah, I want to see Ryan. What do you think?
I don't want this show to happen, so I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but why would you want to change a key part of why Gilderoy Lockhart is even a thing in the first place?
I don't like whenever because I feel like he's just such a guy that you like him, and then all of a sudden I understand he's a phony, but for him to then has a dark twist in the book.
The point.
I'm actually evil because I wipe
If
people's
he
memories.
if he doesn't wipe the memories, then that defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, that's the whole point of his arc.
I know.
You're not just going to drastically change his arc that he's going to be the good guy.
Did y'all ever see the post-credit scene?
Like, I don't want this
No, they
show
already
to
know that
happen,
he is.
but,
They
like,
already know
for
that
the love of everything, at least they might as well be faithful to the shit, you know?
Yeah, they are. I'm sure they are. Did you guys ever see the post-credit scene for Chamber of Secrets of like him and Escoban, like holding a sign that says I'm a phony, and he's like, ah. Like that's in a post-credit scene for Chamber of Secrets. If you hear, because Gilroy gets sent to Escoban for all his crimes, and he's just holding a sign up that goes, like it just says I'm a phony.
I did not.
Yeah, it's in the post-credit scene of a Chamber of Secrets of him holding a sign up saying I'm a phony and Gilroy Lockhart prisoner. I'm like, that is so funny. I'm like, I'm gonna have to see if I can find it online. It's a funny scene. It's actually, if you can go watch it at the end of the movie, it's at the end of the movie.
Just fast forward to the end. That's all you have to do.
The Dementors are gonna do terrible things to you.
Like he's basically
in the later books, he does write a book, and he does still have that amnesia thing.
I'm writing a book. It's called The Gilderoy Lockhart and the Dementors of Escoban. And he said, chapter 1, I ease down and I see a giant snake. There is a guy who has no nose. He goes to my cellmate's door named Grindelwald, and then he asks him about a magic wand. And he says it's at Dumbledore's. I don't know who that is, grave. And then he kills Grindelwald. And then leaves in the book. And then we're like, what? It's like, I'd laugh so hard if he wrote a book that was the book. The Grindelwald just like he just taught a guy with no nose shows up, kills, and then kills my cellmate. And
then I don't remember much after that.
It's like 5 pages, like a children's book, like 5 pages. It's like, well, at least he's trying. But yeah, I'm excited for Nicholas Hoult. He's having a renaissance right now. He's got he's got all this like Lex Luthor, and now he's playing like he was in Peacemaker. Now he's playing in Harry Potter. I know some people were online.
Wait, Nicholas Hoult. Oh yeah, Nicholas Hoult made a cameo in Peacemaker.
Yeah,
he made it a cameo.
Luthor,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was at the bitter end. Yeah.
People were upset, giving him shit online. Like, why would you accept that role? And I'm like, it's Harry Potter, okay? And they're like, but he's hurting trans people. And I'm like, he's not.
You can say that with. Here's the thing. One thing, if you want to say you're hurting trans people, you might as well say you're hurting people with fucking job labor. I'm making a fucking phone. Like, don't start this with semantics bullshit. Don't start that crap.
People are on a social media app who is run by a guy who literally does not give 2 shits about trans people. So you're tweeting right there about this stuff about Nicholas Hoult when he has never shown anything about that. He's never shown anything like, oh, I hate people like that. He's never said anything. He's actually a really nice guy in real life. And you're gonna tweet about him joining a show because the author you disagree with the author's views, which is fair. Everybody's allowed to disagree, but just because you do a show,
it's bad enough. It's bad enough that this show only exists for them to make money. But it's like now we got like the denizens of the internet out is like just coming up with all this kind of stuff. It's just nonsense.
I mean, they said that they said that the same. Well, they said the same thing with the Hogwarts Legacy. They say you're hurting trans people. You're supporting the anti-trans. If you play this game,
they think that was created by Warner Brothers.
I made a lot of money. It turns out a lot of Harry Potter fans actually just like what they like and they don't care.
First of all, I don't pay attention to that shit. I'm just playing my video game.
Yeah, but I think honestly, a lot of people. I think Warner Brothers hired bots to do that because I guarantee you they were trying to hype up sales. Like, because guess what? Whenever a Fantastic Beasts 3 came out, none of that shit was around. Whenever that Harry Potter Quidditch game came out, none of that controversy was there. I seriously think Warner Bros. Was just hired bots to put fake because they go on Twitter and rage bait and try to stir like the pot so that way they could get people like both sides of the people to come together and go, yeah, let's buy the game. Fuck all these people that are trying to attack our freedom. And I truly think that's what happened, because it just seems weird that never happened again.
I doubt that.
I highly doubt it.
I seriously think it just feels weird that when that Harry Potter game came out, the second one, the Quidditch game came out, no one said nothing about it.
Well, to be fair, no one played it. It came and went, and people forgot all about the Quidditch game.
To be perfectly honest, I forgot that was even a thing to begin with.
But,
exactly. I mean, I enjoy the game. I did, but that game came and went and fell off the radar. It was
that's the only reason why there wasn't Quidditch.
Well, Hogwarts Legacy was the game that everybody was playing and jumping on. That was more on everybody's radar.
And by the way, just because you liking Harry Potter doesn't make you a monster. Okay, everybody, you can working on a Harry Potter show or movie, because guess what? Harry Potter is a worldwide phenomenon. It's like Star Wars. Okay, and guess what? If George Lucas went out there,
do not. I don't want to rehash this issue because we could do a whole stream about that, and it's too late in the evening for me to.
All I will say is Nicholas Hoult is fine. He's a good guy. Just leave him be. He's doing a role in a movie. He's a good guy. That's all I want to say about that. Just leave him be.
I don't think he cares. I think he's just laughing all his happy ass way to the bank.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't really think he cares what they think. Dude, he doesn't go on social media, so why does he care?
Yeah, he's like, I literally did. Like, I think, honestly, I think he's sitting there just like, why is it every time I audition for a superhero role, they always offer me the villain role. Like, he says, I auditioned for Batman. they turned me down. I auditioned for Superman, and they made me Lex Luthor. He's like, I would ask the casting director, am I like an asshole or something to you guys? Like, am I a villain? Like, do I just not come off as heroic enough? It's like, because I auditioned for Batman.
Or just maybe maybe because like Nicholas Hoult at the time when he was going up against Robert Pattinson was a bigger name than Nicholas Hoult, and thought that he would have done a better job playing Batman. And with Nicholas Hoult playing Superman, they even admit that I did terrible in the audition. I did a terrible job in the audition.
He got second choice. To be fair, he did get second choice. Like James Gunn said, he got second. Like David was just had a better audition than him.
I just think that he just didn't fit the part.
There's some people who are born to play heroes, and there's some who are born to play villains. Hoult is born to play a villain. He just so happens to be really nice in real life. So he did play. Well, he did play.
Well, he did play a lot of the anti-heroes, and he also played Beast in the X-Men movies. He played the hero in those X-Men movies. So he didn't really get typecast.
No.
Yeah.
So, anyway, ending this segment, what did you guys think about the casting of Nicholas Hoult playing Gilderoy Lockhart in season 2 of Harry Potter? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But close enough for the D23. I'm just going to rapid fire of every of these announcements, but I'm not going to go into it too much. I'm just simply going to show you the news. Yeah, it's just going to be a rapid fire, but we're not going to go too much into depth into those announcements. I'm just going to list off some of the announcements that's been confirmed from D23. So with this, Princess Diaries, the sequel is in the works for Anne Hathaway. She says that they're working hard to get the third one off the ground. So that is officially confirmed that in development. And the Simpsons sequel, the new title of it is called The New Simpsons Movie. And The Incredibles 3 got the concept art with the father in this movie. Yeah, this is definitely felt like more of an all-star Superman pose throwback, and I thought that was pretty cute. So we're definitely gonna get a third one. We got the Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh no, we got the Kingdom Hearts announcement for the fourth one, and Coco, the character, is going to make an appearance in the fourth game in Kingdom Hearts 4, which I'm very excited for that. And the next up, they announced that they're going to do Kingdom Hearts the series that's going to be premiering on Disney Channel and Disney Plus, and will be coming soon. Which I never thought they were going to do it, but hey, I'm a fan of the games. I love it, and I can't wait for them to do the show. Let's see what they can do. And they got the Pixar's officially diving into the supernatural in the very first Ghost movie called Ghost Market, which is another Pixar film that will be coming out in the spring of 2028. And they showed you a little bit of the first tease. And the next up, they confirmed, and it's no surprise, that Lilo and Stitch 2 is going to be coming out in May 2028. And they already got the new alien in the movie, and she was from the Zootopia 1 and 2. She was in Once Upon a Time, a show on ABC. And yeah, even though I never saw the live action movie, but it's no surprise that they're going to do the sequel because the first one did very well. And Romy and Michelle make a fabulous return. Never heard of this one at all, so I'm skipping
people
that.
Are really excited right now about Romy.
Yeah,
and
people are very hyped.
People are like, woohoo!
Yep, and they dropped the new trailer for the third season of Percy Jackson.
I'm excited about it.
Ryan's one of the 10 people
I'm
that are excited
about Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Ryan is one of the 10 people.
I think that would be great.
What is that? I never even heard of this. I never heard of this.
It's about two girls going to a high school reunion. It's literally about that.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's great.
Never heard of it, but okay, I digress. Moving on, we got the new trailer for Percy Jackson, the third season, and I will say that I'm really liking this. I'm a fan of the show. I think season 3 looks really good, and it looks like now that they're finally moving past the sea of monsters, because we know that the first 2 Percy Jackson movies, the first one did okay, while the second one flopped so hard. But I think that I think the show itself is better than the movies, in my opinion, and I'm excited for the third season. They got the Blu-ray, the movie coming out, which is a popular children's show, animated show that people watch, and they're already developing. They already put out the first teaser trailer for this one. Even though I'm not a big on that Blu-ray
there's
show,
some adults that really love that show. That is a very popular show.
I know, I've heard about that.
This movie's gonna make all the money.
Oh yeah, it will. It's going
love
to.
Bluey. Bluey. That's all on Disney Channel now. If I go on there, I was putting another day.
It's on Disney Plus right now. It's on Disney Plus.
On Disney
Channel. This is supposed to be a Canadian animated show. This was supposed to be like a Canadian animated show.
Yeah, I thought it was Australian.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I stand corrected. It was Australian. Never mind. I messed up. I will say that because I've seen those episodes and I didn't like them. It's not for me. I understand that it's made for children. I get that, but I watched it and I was like, I don't get the hype, but that's just my opinion. Moving on to the next one, we got the Ice Age Boiling Point delivers, which they gave us the new look at Scrat, the new character in this movie. It looks like they're about to have a rivalry with the fucking nuts thing going on in that movie, which I'm surprised they're still even doing an Ice Age movie. They got the first look of the live-action Tangled film, which they showed a little bit of the leak of the live-action footage of the movie, and you got Catherine Hahn as like the main antagonist in the movie. They showed a little bit of the lead clips of the film, and they got Oswald the Lucky Rabbit makes his way to Disney.
This one, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
It seems like, is Jon Favreau working on that thing on
Yeah,
Disney
it's
Plus?
supposed to be like a Night at the Museum, kind of like Magic Kingdom-ish thing.
Oh,
where it's
okay.
like Oswald running around the Disney studio and like, like kind of like Night at the Museum-ish type of thing.
Right. It makes sense. Which, hey, I never heard about this, but I'm open to seeing this. It sounds intriguing. Yeah, the VisonQuest, we already got that out of the way, and Avengers Doomsday, X-Men, blah blah blah. Starfighter, we already covered that. Ahsoka, I'm just moving past this. Okay, so we already know that it's confirmed that Zootopia 3 is going to be coming.
2 made $1 billion.
It made over $1 billion, like after like a 9 years later. Oh, that's insane. It seems to me that the families really loves the first Zootopia, and the second one did so well, which I myself really enjoyed the second one a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to be disappointed, but I'm excited for the third one, and it's no surprise that the third one is going to get made. The new Disney animation new movie. What is it called? Clay. It's a movie called Clay, and they got the first look of the concept art of the animation style, and the actor will be Kieran Culkin, will be the main character of the movie, which I think Kieran Culkin is an amazing actor. He's won so many Emmys for Succession, and he's won an Academy Award for the movie called A Real Pain. The new animated film it's called Hexed, and it's going to be Haley Steinfeld as the star of the movie, which I never heard about this. I didn't see the trailer, but I'm very open to it. And you got Walton Goggins in the role, and you got Jodie Foster. And the concept art of Frozen 3 gave us official look at the movie for the concept art. And hey, look, if Frozen 3, I was surprised they took it so long.
Henry Mockingbird is pulling hairs out of his mustache right now because he is like, why is this the third one? There's a third one.
Well, hey, I know money talks. That's the whole game. And like I really enjoyed the first two, and I'm open to excited for the third movie. But people understand these movies are $1 billion franchise for Frozen, so of course there's going to be a
Frozen
third
2
one.
Came out in 2019 and made $1 billion.
7 years ago since we last saw the second film. Yes, it's been 7 years, but hey,
I could
a
have
lot
swore
of
this
a lot
was
of animation and Pixar films are from existing IPs taking a lot long, and sometimes they always make a sequel and they always keep hitting it out of the park because it makes a lot of money. Inside Out 2, Pixar film, waited for nearly for over a
You know,
decade, and it made it over $1 billion.
there's no
So
way Disney is letting this go.
no, it let it go, let it go.
He's not letting it go.
So that's the end of this whole like fire on this announcement for D23. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below about how you feel about this announcement. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about the whole memorial segment of the unfortunate passing of Hayden Panettiere, who passed away at the age of 36, which that really broke my heart. I remember last night when my brother texted me last night and broke the news, and I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I did not want to believe it. I thought it was just a fake, but apparently no, it's officially confirmed that Hayden Panettiere has passed away, and they confirmed that she did OD'd. She had an overdose, and they confirmed her death like earlier today, and it's completely unfortunate because I really love Hayden Panettiere as an actress. I loved her in Remember the Titans. I loved her in A Bug's Life. And I remember that she became one of the main characters of the show of Heroes, which I really loved season 1, and I think she was fantastic in the show. There was a iconic line saying, "Save the cheerleader, save the world." And when you watch some of these episodes in context, it hits you differently now that you've seen what happened to her in real life. Even there's been a lot of controversy going around with Hayden Panettiere that she was on a podcast a few months ago. She opened up about her the whole party thing that she at the age of 18 that she got in bed with a famous man and she didn't want to call anyone out, and she got pulled in the position that she did not want to be in, being forced in bed, and she was very, very fucking heartbroken when she was opening up to that whole situation. I don't know that was the whole situation that happened, but they're starting to try to put 2 and 2 together, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to show you the clip because we're not going to go on for too long, but I wanted to pass it on to Ryan. How do you feel about the passing of Hayden Panettiere?
I mean, awful news. I'm not going to lie. When I first heard this, I was like, wait, who is this person again? And I know I didn't want to be disrespectful. I just legit had completely forgotten that was the name of that person. It's like Scream 4. I'm like, oh, okay, now I remember. And I know she's been in other things that a lot of people are very nostalgic for. They were just either before or after my time. So that's all there is to it. But I mean, obviously, drugs, just awful, awful, awful stuff. Just sad news all around.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just awful that what she was going through, because if you you can go and watch the full YouTube podcast a few months ago. I will send you the clip, but seeing some of the clips about her getting into the rough stuff in Hollywood, things that they did to her, like really took a toll on her, and she was not very open about it. And it was very, very a brave move for her to come forward. But even though this was a few months ago, and I feel like whatever the circumstances of how it happened, it just sucks so much. I mean, people going through that bullshit tragedy, it's fucking bullshit. Especially when she's 36 and she died at the very young. That's fucking horrible. I mean, God, I mean, going through a lot of mental health in Hollywood is very tough. And when you're in the business and being famous and all, it's a lot to take in. I mean, I don't think it deserved what happened to her. I mean, I feel like she was also, and also she was really dealing with the passing of her brother, I believe, and that's why she retired from acting for a while before she came back and did Scream 6.
All right, Matt, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. So, how did you feel about the passing of Hayden Panettiere?
Well, I grew up on Hayden Panettiere from A Bug's Life. That's one of my favorite Pixar films. And I am a huge fan of the Hayden. My biggest thing, I feel so awful. My biggest thing about Hayden is I feel really awful that she had struggles in later her career. Which here's the thing. I mean, when you're Hayden Panettiere, okay, she's. I mean, she had like, I mean, she was in like the, I think one of the Bring It On direct-to-video movies, which that's actually not a bad one. The second one's terrible, but the third one is not bad. That one's like, I think the second one, I don't know if the second one came out in theaters, but I know nobody liked it.
No, it was a VOD. It was a straight to DVD thing.
The third one actually was really good. I always tell people to skip 2 and then go right to 3. 3 was actually pretty good.
I remember she was in it. I remember she was in the Tim Allen movie called Joe's Nobody. Joe's Somebody. Yeah, she played the daughter in the movie, and she was on the hit show on ABC called Nashville. I didn't know it wasn't on. I think it was on Fox or ABC. I can't remember. It probably was on Fox,
I believe. She was in Scream 4 and Scream 6. I really liked her in both those movies. She is actually the coolest character in that movie, and I kind of really sucks. I'm glad they brought her back in Scream 4 because I know, like, at the time, like in her contract, it said Wes Craven said we weren't allowed to kill her on screen because her agent said in her contract we couldn't kill her. So, like, which they brought her back in Scream 6. I'm glad that she did survive that, and and honestly, I'm sure that they'll say she's just living her best life in Scream 8. They don't have to.
They're probably not. I mean, they probably were never going to plan on bringing her back anyway because she already had an arc. We're just going to forget about it. And I believe that when they do make another one, they're probably going to have to honor her character too. Since they haven't started shooting, it makes sense now to do it now.
Also, she was in Malcolm in the Middle. She plays like Malcolm's bully, and she's really like a really great in that show. And I also liked her. I also really like her in Bug's Life and Remember the Titans. She's great in, and also she did this really funny comedy back in like 2009 called "I Love You."
Yeah,
Beth
I
Cooper.
Love You, Beth Cooper. I Love You, Beth Cooper. I remember that movie too.
And I know she wrote a book recently, and if you really want to support her, just buy her book, okay? Because her book,
that was the podcast that she was promoting her book a few months back.
So I mean, like, she really deserves it and everything. And honestly, all right. So yeah, but I'm just saying that I think honestly, Hayden, I really gonna miss her because I think she could have done more in her career, and I understand her struggles. Like I was talking about David Arquette the other day, where I was talking about in my review for Raid and Rumble. If David Arquette could have been an Oscar winner by now, because I said he's a very strong actor, and because he when he is when he has a great role, he is like that. Especially like Dewey, he gives like 110% of his performance, even like in Raid and Rumble, when he's doing the stupid shit in the movie. I hate his character, but whenever they let him just focus on him as a character and let him be a human, and he's acting, you don't feel like he's acting. You feel like he's giving a real human performance, and I'm like, I like that with him, David. And so I think honestly, and I was telling Ryan and you guys, if he didn't have a drug problem in the early 2000s, I think he absolutely would be like an Oscar winning, because I mean he is really, him and his sister Patricia are really talented actors.
Yeah.
And so I think honestly he could have been an Oscar, but I think his sobriety is what kind of stopped him from being And I think Hayden kind of had the same issue. I mean, her sobriety really wasn't, I hope I'm saying that right, sobriety. Like that's like right drug, when you're like you can't, whenever you're not sober, you're just like you're doing drugs. I really think that, and it really sucks that they found her like she basically is like, that's like, remember in the 30s or whatever. That was like the Hollywood thing where it's like, oh, you find out a Hollywood dame actress dies just like in the gutter. I mean, that is like, that's a tale old as time, unfortunately. And that really sucks that that's how she will be remembered, her death. Oh, she died because they said she was found like in Greenville, which like Greenville, really? Like that's like a bad neighborhood, like why would she was found in a Greenville, like in like one of those like trash houses and whatever, and I'm like, that's what made me even sadder, because it's like an Oscar winning, she wasn't an Oscar winning, but like a big movie actress, a big actor, a star, was just found dead in like one of those like trash houses. And I'm just like, that just made me that broke my heart more than anything. Cause it's like, it wasn't like, I was thinking maybe she had a heart attack, or maybe like she get like, maybe like she, like Heath Ledger took some medicine and like OD'd by accident on that, or something.
Yeah.
And instead it was like she had an addiction, went to go get her fix on, and unfortunately,
yeah, she was going through a lot, especially with the passing of her brother, and then going through the situation that she would talk about in the podcast.
She didn't even have custody of her kid.
About having her friend ended up on a boat and being forced to strip naked in front of a very famous man. She was very open about
famous
that.
Musician,
She said a very famous man, but she didn't say musician. So
she wasn't music. I thought she said musician.
No, she said a very famous man. That's it, and she did not give the name out.
But I will say this, and it really irked me though. It was like also I bet you she had a kid, and she lost custody of her, give her ex-husband custody, and I just imagine like that right there probably means like she couldn't hold her sobriety, and she looked good. Like I thought she didn't look like. I mean, but then again, look at Matthew Perry. Everybody thought Matthew Perry looked really good, and
that's true too. Yeah,
and I don't know who I was talking
about. Also, with David Arquette, when he came out of retirement, when he did Scream 5, he looked better now. He looked like he was in better shape now than he was years ago.
I remember when he was doing Scream 4, he was still using, and that's why Courtney Cox left him.
Yeah, that's why they divorced.
Yeah, I remember when in Scream 4 and Jimmy Kimmel, he was talking about how he's opening up a clown house with Marilyn Manson. And I'm like, oh, that's going to go well. Who's American? He's a cokehead. So I'm like, yeah, that's going to go well. Yeah, I was like, you're opening up a clown house? I'm like, yeah. So I was thinking, and which Kimmel was like, what? Like, huh? So I was like, but I really truly think that this sucks because I know she didn't intend to die. She thought she was going to do some, I guess, I don't know. They said they found a can of Narcan next to her. So I guess she was planning on just using and getting high and then using Narcan or in case she. But apparently the Narcan didn't work because she overdosed on it. So I mean,
she overdosed and had a cardiac arrest.
Which, just if you have a drug issue, seek out help. Okay, I understand. The worst thing it is to do is just not to get help. Just seek out help.
I completely agree. Like if you're going through a lot of the tough times to your mental health, you gotta at least talk to somebody or go to the website Better Health. I mean, that's been promoted all over social media through YouTube and all that stuff. If you're going through a lot, just please talk to somebody. I mean, don't hide all your feelings.
Yeah.
I know it's very hard to open up because you're afraid that you will be judged by even though you have. Even though that you may have a family member that you don't want to open up to, that you feel like you're going to be judged and not be very understanding or empathetic or anything, but don't be scared to open up. I mean, I know a lot of people are going through a tough time and it sucks. And I don't think any of that stuff should ever have happened to Hayden Panettiere. I think she was a wonderful human being. I think she was a great actress. I liked her in a lot of work. And it just sucks so fucking much to hear this news. I feel like I'm in the middle of a nightmare and I can't fucking wake up. I can't fucking believe that this is real.
I keep thinking this is a lie, like this is like a prank or something. Like, oh, she's like,
yeah, I feel like I'm being punked. Like, am I being punked? Please tell me I'm being punked.
Because Hayden Panettiere, you're like, that's like, you didn't expect to hear that name, like Hayden Panettiere. Like, I was expecting, like, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, and I hope that this guy doesn't die, but I was expecting Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart's name soon before Hayden Panettiere because they're so old. But I'm hoping I don't for another 20 years to hear.
No,
that
I hope that. No, we don't wish that. That's not. We're not trying to say that.
I expect to. What I'm trying to before people try to villainize me. I don't wish Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart death. And I'm saying I expect because of their age. I expect to hear that name in the future. But I did not expect to wake up to hear the word Hayden Panettiere dead. Because when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, Hayden Panettiere, how? I thought maybe somebody killed her or a car accident, and then you find out, like, okay, she was found in the room. Like, did somebody kidnap her or do something horrible to her? Like, no, it's like you found out she OD'd. And I'm like, how she doesn't even look like, I usually, like, they're actresses, you could tell, look at them, they're like, remember Lindsay Lohan back in the day was like using heavily and stuff. And
yeah, she was going through a lot. And she was able to come back from it too.
Yeah.
She came back from it. She did.
And so it really sucks that, like Hayden Panettiere, like I wish somebody would have sat her down, like, and probably could have helped her, got her help. But unfortunately now it's too late. And yeah. It really sucks. And I really hope that, if you really want to support her, watch her movies, go read her book or something, buy her biography, I think. And, and that would probably help her family out if you buy her book and if you go watch her, buy her movies and stuff. That would probably her book more than anything because the money goes directly to her.
Yeah. So, how did you guys feel about the passing of Hayden Panettiere? Were you devastated by it? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now we're going to close this off to the Small Zero channel. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us for this for the show, covering everything from D23. We had a lot of fun doing so. So, I want to pass it on to Ryan. What do you got coming up on your channel?
So YouTube at RyanCam20, I just dropped a review for Black Hawk Down. Literally like 5 minutes before I jumped on here. Yeah, so it's a part of a small series I'm doing where I'm reviewing some really Scott-directed movies that I've never seen. This one, 2 more that I've never seen, and 1 rewatch. So in honor of the Dog Stars. And then next month, I'm going to be checking out some of the Resident Evil movies in honor of the Zach Krager one, because I like to torture myself, I guess. And then 1996 project ongoing, Scary Mania, Christmania, all lined up and planned out. Talking Gotham wraps up this week, and all the Talking family of shows will be moving from my channel over to here. So be on the lookout for all of that to come.
Jake, what do you got coming up in your channel?
Sorry, I was muted. I muted myself. I was trying to. Sorry. First off, I want to say I want to ask you guys off camera. I want to tell y'all something real quick. Secondly, I have on my channel my review for Super Troopers 3. That's going to be a fun review. And then of course we got Gotham, and then of course we have another project coming up that I told you guys about. That's going to be coming up soon, and so yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and yeah, of course, we're still working on Scary Movie 3. That's going to be coming soonish to the channel, and of course, we're gonna have me and Matt X-Men 97 every week. So yeah.
And you can go find my channel at MattY92. Go watch my non-spoiler review for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And you want to check out another project that we did the Project Lantern. You can check out our review for Green Lantern 2011 with Ryan Reynolds. It's up on the Small Zero channel right now. We just did a live watch party for the HBO's DCU show Lanterns. It was a lot of fun. Definitely check that out.
People are loving it. That our video we did for Lanterns.
Yeah, apparently they do. Surprisingly, we got a lot more views than
we got a lot of
hits
on that video, and I was like, wow, people really love Green Lantern.
Yeah, apparently. So definitely go and tune that in. Definitely tune that in. And as what Jake said before, we do X-Men 97, where I will soon be uploading the episode of season 1 for episodes 9 and 10. So keep an eye open for that. But as to Ryan, Jake, and it's myself, thank you guys for watching. We hope you go and just hit that subscribe button. And we love you so much. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Yeah. And for those of you who are new, hit that subscribe button. Help us grow. Help us evolve the channel as we go along. We would really appreciate it. And go and follow all these guys on their channel as well, and on their personal YouTube channel and their social media. And thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from. And stay tuned for more of our content.
Sharpton for president, y'all. I'm outie.
Jesse Jackson for VP.